that came from. All right, everybody. See? It's my pleasure to welcome into the Media Center the champion of the 2022 Amundi Evian Championship, Brooke Henderson. Brooke, it was a long day, a hot day, I think a crazier day than you would have liked, but at the end of the day, you are a major champion again. How are you feeling right now?
Amazing. Like you said, it was a long day, and I put myself in a position I didn't really want to be in. Started off kind of poorly, but to be able to bounce back on the back nine really means a lot. And to get that many birdies the last 5 holes or so was really big. And obviously, to make that putt on 18 was just a huge relief. So I didn't have to play that hole again. I'm just super excited to have this trophy and to be a second-time major champion.
Absolutely. Talk to us about number 18, hole 18, the strategy. Did you know where you stood on the hole, and what were you thinking as you hit into the green?
Yeah, I knew it. I was tied after 16, at 16 under, and then 17, I watched her tap in a little one with little applause on 17 green, so I figured she parred, and then I saw her lay up and missed the putt on 18. So I knew she was at 16 under, and the goal was to hit the green in 2, but unfortunately the drive found the rough, but I was able to hit it on in 3 and make the birdie putt. So it was really close the whole day, and I think, just having such a poor start and then, staying patient and knowing that I was never really out of it and to be able to climb back really means a lot.
I know you said staying patient. You know you're not out of it, but I'm sure in the moment, that's tough. When you open with the bogey, when you have the double on 6, how hard were you having to work to keep the momentum moving ahead?
Yeah, it was very difficult. Like you said, it's sometimes easier said than done in those situations, but I feel like I did a pretty good job, and Britt was really key in that, just reminding me that, we're still in it, just relax and hit good shots, and try to hit fairways, try to hit greens, just keep it simple. And then, I was trying to make as many birdies as I could coming down the stretch, because, the saying is that majors are won on the back nine on Sunday. So I just tried to hit really solid shots and make as many birdies as I could.
Those back-to-back birdies on 14 and 15 were really clutch. Can you tell us about those 2 holes?
Yeah, the pin was up on the par 3 14th, but the tees were all the way in the back, so I hit a full hybrid. But I was actually looking forward to that shot most of the day. I felt like I could hit one close there, and I was happy when I was able to walk up there, and it was only, 5 feet or so. Putt kind of went all the way around the hole almost, but it dropped, and that kind of, settled me down and got me, thinking, let's make as many as we can here. And then 15 to hit that green in 2, again, was kind of a sigh of relief. Blew the eagle putt a little too far by. It was a little unnecessary, but to make the comebacker again, using most of the hole, it felt great. And that shot on 16, that's probably the hardest shot out here. That par 3, there's a lot of trouble everywhere, and I was pretty nervous on that tee most of the week. So to hit a solid shot in there and have a birdie look, I think was pretty key.
Absolutely. If you have any questions in the room here, please raise your hand and we'll bring a microphone around to you. And as a reminder to everyone on the Zoom, we unfortunately don't have audio to hear you, but so please type your question into the chat. But we'll start here in the room with Kathy.
Congratulations, you must feel great. It was a bit nail-biting at times. Can you just tell us how long that birdie putt was at the last, please?
I think it was around 4 paces, so 12 feet.
12 feet, okay, that's perfect, thanks.
question here from the Zoom from Steve Eubanks, who says congratulations. To take you back to number 6, the 4 putt there, did Britt say anything to you that helped you reset after that moment?
Yeah, you know, off the tee, I hit it in the bunker, and it was definitely not the best place to be. It was a pretty great shot, just hit the green there, but unfortunately I had like 30 yards of a putt left, and I said to Britt, should I chip it? And in hindsight, I feel like, yes, I should have chipped it, and I feel like I would have gotten closer on the first one, but that was just tough. I feel like these greens are really tricky, and you know, such a great putter, Soyeon, for putting the previous hole. It's very possible out here, and I think that was kind of a good reminder. That, you know, even very talented players can make mistakes on the greens here. So I tried not to let it bother me too much, but obviously that does shake you up a little bit. But I was able to bounce back and birdie the next hole.
Absolutely. Question from Bob Weeks. As you were standing over that putt on 18, were there nerves, and what were you thinking over that putt?
Yeah, there were for sure. You know, it was amazing, the huge crowds that were out this week, and especially around that 18th hole. It makes it really special when you can hit good shots and have them celebrate with you around that 18th green, because it is an amazing atmosphere. Over that putt, you know, really, I just did not want to go to a playoff. I did not want to play that hole again, so I was like, please go in. But, you know, I just tried to get a good read on it, and Britt and I agreed with the read, which gives you a little extra confidence too when you're both seeing the same thing, and just obviously try to give enough pace to give it a run.
Great. Juan?
So a couple of things. What a year for Brooke Henderson, and what a year for Canadian golf. No? I mean, you won the week of the Canadian Open for the Men's Open. You won here now a major. You getting ready for the Canadian Women's Open to come back. No, so amazing. No?
Yeah, thank you. It's always an amazing feeling to get 2 wins on the LPGA Tour in a season, and to have it so close together, just a month and a half or 2 months apart, and then to get my second major championship. It has felt like a little while since 2016 when I won my first, but it was definitely worth the wait, this one, and I'm looking forward to, you know, next week at the Scottish Open, followed by the British Open, and I feel like my game's in a good spot right now, so I'm excited, and hopefully I can contend for more titles leading up to the CP Women's Open, which of course I'm extremely looking forward to as a CP ambassador, and also having it an hour away from where I grew up. It's going to be crazy with fans, so I'm looking forward to that.
So you were mentioning what's coming up. I mean, hopefully you'll have some time to celebrate, but now you have to prepare for a major in just 2 weeks. So complete change of a scenario. We're playing links. How much do you like it? How do you prepare for that? No?
Links has always been a work in progress for me, I would say. I did win in New Zealand in 2017, and that was a very linksy golf course. So having that win under my belt gave me a lot of confidence moving forward onto these links courses. But it is a completely different mindset than this week, and obviously the conditions and the weather are going to be very different too. It was very hot this week. Where next week, I imagine it's probably going to be cold and wet and windy. So just have to get in the right state of mind for that and work on the knockdown shots.
We've got a question on the Zoom from Adam Stanley. Take your time, drink some water. There's plenty of water here. And this kind of ties into something Beth Ann asked as well. How different are you as a person and a player from when you won KPMG, and now that you've won another one, how much did you really want that second major?
Yes, in 2016, winning my first major, it completely changed my life. You know, my world ranking shot up, and I just received a ton more attention from fans and media, and you know, it also made me feel like I really belonged out here, and that I could contend for big major championships and compete against the best in the world, which is an amazing feeling. And it has been a long time, and you know, getting off to a fast start early this week, it just felt great to be at the top of the leaderboard at a major, and I just tried to take that excitement as far as I could, and you know, to be sitting here, 2-time major champion, is just an unreal feeling, and you know, my coach, my dad, and my mom's support, and of course Britt, who's out there all the time with me, it's just amazing, and it's going to be really cool, and we can all celebrate together.
Alexander Toth from On the Tee blog asked about Britt and how special is this to have another win with her, to have her always by your side. I know you guys are a team effort. You tag team this really well.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely couldn't do this without her. Traveling around the world and getting to experience amazing places like this, it makes it more special being able to, excuse me, do it with her. And she really keeps me in line out there sometimes, and just having her expertise and knowledge and her guidance all the time and helping me out. Yeah, I couldn't do it without her, so I'm just really grateful. And on 18, after I made that putt, I said, "Did we really do this?" Because it was like such a weird day. But just to celebrate with her later is going to be really fun.
From Douglas Maida with the World of Golf blog, was there a point today where you really thought about getting more aggressive, where you just thought you might need to change your game plan at all?
Yeah, when I was 3 over through 11 holes, I guess, it was kind of like, okay, if I want to, be at the top of the leaderboard again, and if I want to contend, I really need to, get it in gear here and try to hit as many good shots as I can and get as many birdie looks coming down the stretch, and to make 3 of those in the last 5 holes or so was really big, and it felt really nice to have the patience kind of pay off and then to make the comeback.
Mm-hmm. And how was your putting this week? A lot has been made of the move to left-hand low, and really how your putting has improved dramatically over the last few weeks. How comfortable are you feeling on the putting greens right now?
Yeah, the left-hand low move was huge, and also we've worked a lot. My coach and my sister have worked a lot on just green reading and being more confident over it and trying to clear the mind a little bit. And those steps have really made a huge difference. And the first 3 days I putted so well. It was an amazing feeling. Today was a little bit up and down, but it bailed me out when I needed it on the back 9. So yeah, I feel like when you're out here on tour, you're just always trying to get it a little bit better in all areas. And this year, for the last couple months especially, it's been on the putting. So it's nice to see that that's paying off.
You've been working on your putting, but I know you also earlier this year took time and spent it with family, and that's a question from Beth Ann. How important was that time for you? I know with you love to go home to Canada, and over the last 2.5 years, you didn't get to spend a lot of time there. How important was that to your personal perspective, getting to spend that time at home?
Yeah, sometimes you just need to gain perspective again and kind of work on the correct mindset to be out here week in and week out and competing at such a high level in all sorts of conditions. So sometimes you just need to take a step back and, being able to spend time with family and just connect back to, where I grew up and relax for a couple of weeks, I think was really key. And then I was able to come back out and get 2 victories pretty quick and also some top finishes. So I think I just really needed it earlier this year.
Give me just a minute to scroll through the questions here. Take a drink, take a breath, and let me know if we have anything else further in the room. Happy to bring the microphone around. We do have a question here. Where'd it go? From John McCarthy with the Toronto Sun. Says, it was a tough front 9, but where did you draw your confidence from as you came down the stretch with the 3 birdies late? Was there something specific that you keyed in on, or?
Just the reminder that I wasn't out of it. I was playing poorly and I was still in it. And I think that was just really an important message to kind of get through my head. And, Britt was right there and, just saying, like, we can still do this. Just hit some solid shots. And I was just trying to make as many birdies as I could starting on 12. And didn't make any until 14, but then back-to-back, that felt really great. And then, the putt on 18 to seal the victory felt really clutch, and it was an amazing feeling surrounded by all those fans. So I think, on the back 9, like I said earlier, majors are won on the back 9 on Sunday, and I think I was just trying to remind myself of that, stay in it as long as I could, and then, push towards the end.
John also says there were a couple putts out there that you took a full tour of the hole, saw the entire hole. Watching those go in, were you ever worried that this might not be the day?
Yeah, you know, when I'm 3 over through 11 holes, I'm thinking, yeah, this could go either way here. And I really needed to buckle down because people were playing well. You know, there's like a huge bunch up right around, 15, 16, 14, I think, near the end there. So, I mean, it could have gone either way. Just happy it went the way it did. And I think, when you win, you kind of have breaks like those putts going around, or 15. I was in the first cut, just a few inches away from the rough, where that's the difference between hitting the green in 2 and having to lay up. So it's kind of those little breaks that you get that make the difference in holding the trophy, or finishing second or worse.
Do we have anything further in the room for Brooke? I think it just 3 quick ones really here at the end. I know this is always a special week. Majors are always special weeks, but you are a proud Rolex ambassador, and we have, of course, an extensive Rolex presence here. How special is it to you to get to win this one for Rolex, who I know has been a supporter of you for a very long time?
Yes, it's extremely special to have this win so close to headquarters, and we had our Rolex ambassador family dinner a few nights ago, and it's just being a Rolex ambassador is one of the proudest things that I have in my career. And so to get this win so close to home, and to get my second major championship, and I feel like it's just the start of my career. So hopefully I can just keep winning events and keep getting better.
Win number 12, and it's just the start of your career. World, watch out. Okay, 3 more questions, and we'll wrap up. First one from Douglas Maida. How big, you mentioned this a little bit, but just how big is it going to be next month in Ottawa? I know I'm dying to get back for CP. Just what do you think it's going to be like next month?
I'm super excited. In 2017, when the CP Women's Open was held at the Ottawa Hunt, where I'm an honorary member and only an hour away from home, it was phenomenal. On Thursday morning, there's usually not a ton of people. And I walked up to the first tee at 8 o'clock, and it was lined. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So to have so many family and friends, and also just the entire Ottawa area, and lots of Canadians out supporting and watching, is going to be phenomenal. And winning that championship back in 2018 is a huge highlight. So I would love to be able to do it again, especially so close to home.
Last question comes here from Bob Weeks. How many days did you eat crepes this week, and how many did you have?
I had 2 every time, and like pretty big ones, and I think at least 4 times. Yeah, it was a lot. I made sure to go back there last night.
All right, I think there may be a celebratory crepe tonight. And then final question from Adam. Is there anything you want to say or can say to the Canadian fans who he says, quote, "We're hanging on every shot from back home on a Sunday morning"? What are your words back to your fans back home?
Yes, thank you so much for watching and supporting, and sorry for making it so interesting, but I'm happy to get it done, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, but congratulations. We'll see you back here next year with your name on that trophy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody on the Zoom. All right, so we are going to follow again.